As the PvP does continue, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Vitality. It is Zoun. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself, representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. He's Shameless, back. Yeah. Whew, and here we go. Hello, Zoun. Did you see that? Proxy. Maybe. I saw him set his camera location. He set up his camera location here in the center of the map. We'll see if that means anything. I saw the camera, Zoun. What's going on? So now we are going to be opening up, and welcome to 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet being one of the smaller maps in the map pool, shortest rush distance by ground. Aggression can be favored here, and yeah, you can see the camera. Look, you can. He pans back here again for the second time. What's going on? Should we gate opener? Yep, look at the rally. Look at the rally. He's up. Oh, scouting, but also heading in this direction. Again, he set his camera here at the beginning of the game. Cybercore is thrown down, and show us the proxy, show us the pylon. Gibbs, man, Gibbs. Yeah. Here we go, setting up for the, I would imagine, proxy robo. But we'll keep an eye on Zoun. At the same time, Shameless, he does confirm that a pylon is missing. Pylon is nowhere to be found. Oh, true. My apologies. I was getting engrossed into the game, but if you're in the chat, it's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Zoun is coming in as a favorite player, but Shameless, he is Shameless. True. Probe is in position. Show us that proxy. Zoun warping in his two stalkers. Going for the proxy robo. One base all in. One base all in. Shameless again, he's aware that a pylon is missing. He's searching for that pylon. He's checking, and it looks like he will confirm. Oh no. He re-rallied. No, he re-rallied. No. These zoomers just set and forget, Pappy. God damn it. Yeah, he does re-rally, and he will not confirm. Barely not. He does not get eyes on the proxy. Does not get eyes on the pylon. Gets hunted down over the tuna. Over the tuna. Proxy's underway. Good read here by Shameless. Shameless, he has not scouted what's going on. He knows that a pylon is missing, and he responds with a defensive robo. So a very safe setup here by Shameless. He'll have his own defensive immortal production. Shameless has the tools to defend, but it comes down to the control. Comes down to the control, comes down to the micro for both players. Comes down to the positioning. Shameless still has not scouted the proxy. He can just walk up the ramp. Huh. He confirms there's no base. He's, yeah, gonna break through. He's gonna break through into the main base for Stalkers, a one-shot probes. Oh my god. Zoun, he has to commit to the base trade. No warp gate. Oh my, sorry, no, okay, warp gate does finish. For a moment there, I thought it was depowered. Warp gate does complete. At the same time, Zoun forcing me out there. No, misplaced force field. No, the force field misplaced. The mortals will slip in. Defensive immortals on the way. We're getting close. We're getting messy. There's the recall. There's the recall back home. Immortal has arrived. And Zoun is down in probes. Zoun, he's down in workers. This sustained a lot of damage. Shameless, can he pull this off? Moves down the ramp. No force field. Ooh, force field locks down one stalker. One stalker gets locked down. Oh no, the prism falls, so does the immortal. Ah, but it took an extra volley. Yeah, it did take an extra volley there. Messy defense here by Shameless. He'll still lose all his stalkers. Does have the defensive advantage, does have that battery. True. Does have the battery. Another immortal's on the way. Shameless going for the backstab. Shameless, can he hold? Warping adepts. Remember, 2 adepts taking one-shot probes. They can one-shot. Now, unfortunately, the Prism goes over the Robo, so Zoun sees. He sees the Prism, he can warp in defensively back at home, otherwise he would not have the wherewithal to do so. There it is. So Shameless had potential if only he hadn't gone over the Robo, but he didn't know where it was. To be fair, he didn't know where it was. Ooh, recall back home? Uh-oh. The recall means that this army is vulnerable. It's on its own. Ah, that was a questionable recall here from Zoun. Shameless moves in. Collapsing of the army. Where's the Prism? That's the Prism has to come forward. And down goes the Immortal. Oh my god, so close. The juggling. The Immortal barely survives. Oh my god, one shot away from going down. So close. And Zoun looks like he will clean this up. But Zoun, he does come with his own reinforcements as well. Collapsing on the Prism. Prism does get targeted down. No more juggling. Ooh. Jesus, and Zoun, he barely comes out on top here. Oh, I spoke too soon. The Immortal, the reinforcing Immortal has arrived. Depowers the Robo. The All-In gets shut down. The Proxy gets shut down. And now Shameless has a powered Robo, making Immortals. Zoun does not. Zoun is in trouble. Zoun is in trouble here. There is a recall available. So Shameless, he can recall back home if need be. Turns back around. Oh. Sentry does survive. Stalkers, they get called out. As Zoun drags away the army, he does backstab with Adepts. The wall is currently open. Yeah, there's a lot of ways in. Adepts, they shade the way into the main. Remember, there's still that recall. No energy. Yeah, there's no energy for a recall. He gets in. Oof. And probes are going to go down. Massive pickoffs. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probe kills. Shameless, he still commits across the map. Oh no! He's got to be careful. 7 probes go down. No defensive sentry. No sentry, no force field. No battery. Very nice counter force field, catching out 2 stalkers. And this army from Shameless, I don't think it can be dealt with. It's going to be close. These batteries are late. Batteries are late. There's no force field. Shameless. We need some confidence. We can just go in. Confidence back. Gets a gate. There we go. Takes down a gateway. Pushing up into the main. Zones away the stalkers. Catching out the zealots. And Shameless is going for the kill. He's going for the throw. The boys are being pulled. Phoenix has arrived. Gets started down. Yeah, Phoenix is started. GG gets called, and Shameless takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Ay. GG, well played. Shameless takes the lead in the series, and can Shameless pull off the 2-0? Will Zoun bounce back? Again, Shameless, he had a really nice, it was a really good decision here for him to blindly go for the defense. Remember, Shameless, he scouted across the map, he saw that a pylon was missing, and he reacted with his own defensive Robo. He didn't scout the Robo, he wasn't fully aware, he gambled, the gamble was real, went for the defensive Robo, so he had the tools to defend. Not just that, the armies, they passed by each other, and we saw that Shameless was able to just walk up the ramp, hit to the main base, kill probes, cripple the economy, took a lead from there. GG. It was still messy though. Still messy, still shaky. Barely in favor of Shameless. GG. GG, well played. Ooh, with that, we're going to be loading into game number 2. Going to be loading into Winter Madness. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Team Vitality down in the series. Can he bounce back? And can he make a series out of this? It is Zoun. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Protoss player, the Blue Protoss himself, representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. Oh, I see Lumia in the chat. Este Lumia. All the Terran are gone. Yes. Our typical Terran representative, is usually Percival and Byun. But Percival did go down early in the bracket. I expected him to make it to the semifinals, but Shameless called the upset. He calls the upset. Shameless did cause the upset. Shameless did defeat Percival earlier in the quarterfinals. And Byun, he's playing in the Pigsty Festival, so Byun wasn't able to compete tonight. So that's why it's the Sparkling Protoss Cup this week. Oh, the Protoss. But I mean, some really good games, some really good matches. Like again, Creator versus Cristiano was a nail biter. Like that was a spicy PvP. I highly recommend the VODs if you missed out on a Creator versus Cristiano. Likewise, even here as well, we've been popping off. And hello, I saw the rally. Shameless is rallying in. Zoun is rallying in as well. Shameless does find the probe. KC's, yeah, does find the worker. Zoun was setting up for a pylon here, but potentially no longer. Yeah, they spotted each other. Hello. You have my attention. They spot each other. Shameless going for the top side here. This is a prime proxy Stargate location. Well, it's close enough for a robo as well. Shameless. Are we shameless? Nah, okay, scouts. Okay. He keeps rallying. Okay, he keeps rallying in. He's just gonna scouts. Second pylon in the main base. My apologies, but there's the second pylon for Shameless. Second pylon in the main base for Zoun as well. Now, Shameless is being Shameless here. He's hiding his second pylon further back in the main. That means Zoun. Never mind, he's got it. Zoun, he saw. He's aware. We're calming down. We're calming down. We're building up. We do see a pylon block here out of Shameless, delaying the expansion. Zoun forced to go for the Stargate before Nexus. Likewise, pylon block on Zoun. Sorry, on Shameless's base as well. Blocking each other. Instead warping in extra stalkers. Okay, so Shameless, he will have the higher supply earlier on. Meanwhile, Zoun, he's going to be skipping his stalkers in favor of that Stargate. Okay, so Shameless has the potential to be aggressive. Shameless moving out with another probe. This would be prime for a proxy pylon to reinforce. Yep, proxy pylon. He can now warp in across the map. Oracle's on the way. The Oracle is rallied over the pylon as well, true. To confirm the reinforcements. Shameless does have the slight ground army lead. Oracle will be followed. I believe Zoun he saw. Yeah, he saw the pylon. Zoun is aware. Back at home, we have two defensive stalkers. Shameless moves in. There is a battery. And Zoun defends. Yeah, Zoun he will defend. Can even try to lock down some of these units. But Zoun should be fine. And Shameless overextends. Shameless losing one. Losing a sentry as well. Very nice pickoffs out of Zoun. Zoun. Yeah, nice pickoffs overall. Zoun going for his Twilight Council follow-up. That Blink is going to be slightly faster for Shameless. The reason for that is because Zoun went for the Oracle. Shameless did not. Pylon was found. And we're settling in. We're just calming down. We're settling in. As we get into our games here, Zoun, he does have the higher probe count, so we do have a slight economic lead here for Zoun. He's ahead economically. Two more gates only. Ooh, okay, so 2 base, 4 gate Blink out of Shameless. A much later third, if not non-existent. This is hyper aggressive. A lot of stalkers going to be available. Zoun expands. Shameless does not. Uh-oh. Now the probe moves out. Not to expand, to set up a proxy pylon. Well, Zoun is searching. Zoun, he finds the probe. He should react with the army. There's a proxy. Hallucination gets eyes on all the gates, yeah. There are 4 gates in the main base, and they all get spotted. Zoun is aware. Shield batteries are on the way back at home. And Shameless, he's 2 base all in. He's just 2 base all in. One way or another, the game is about to end. Either Shameless kills Zoun or he dies trying. And the problem is that this isn't a surprise. Zoun, he knows. He's aware. We could do with some extra batteries, to be fair. Could do with some extra batteries. Nice catch. Zoun getting a massive volley off. That's a proxy fit gateway. So 2 base, 5 gate all in. I believe it's 5, not 6. No, sorry, 6 gate all in, okay? Shameless tries to break forward. The battery's running out of energy. Shameless does have the Stalker advantage here, but only just. Shameless still trying to break through. Stage trap has been thrown down. That has potential. Speaking of, looks like we'll catch 3 Stalkers. Ooh, 2 Stalkers even. Yeah, catching out 2. Boys are being pulled. Shameless, can he still pull this off? I bleeds out a little Stalkers. Yeah, he bleeds out a lot of Stalkers there in that attack. Remember, there's no expansion behind this. Very late warp-ins, actually. Warping in at the slow warping point. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, late reinforcements. At the same time, nice concave here from Shameless. Better concave, but the Stalkers are so low on HP, they're going down. Yeah, the Stalkers are going down. It's still close. Zoun, he does run out of energy. There's the energy overcharge. Still pushing in. Here come the reinforcements. They're late, but they're here. Can he do it? He's got double the Stalker count, okay. He's got double the Stalkers. Boys are being pulled. Zoun down to 7 Stalkers, down to 6. 6 Stalkers left. Diving in the army. Crazy blink here by Zoun. Zoun, does he have enough? He does. Yeah, he barely does have enough. Zoun cleans up. Zoun holds. Zoun barely defends. Did cost him 8 probes, but Zoun still has a worker lead. And this third base is so late. Oof, that's a very late third base. No shot. Shameless. At this point, he's admitted defeat. He knows that he has not been able to kill. The all-in has failed. And this third base should never really come into play. No shot. Yeah, no shot. As again, Zoun, he was able to out-control. The batteries, of course, came into play as well. From here, we're settling in. Again, Zoun does have a very comfortable lead. Oh, you can argue he has over-prepared himself, throwing down a massive wall of shield batteries, a cannon as well, so a bit of an overreaction here by Zoun. A waste of resources, but still ahead. Still very much so ahead. Shameless does move out. He's getting into the Dark Templar, but unfortunately there is detection. Robo's already done. Observers are on the way. Shameless, he's desperate for damage. He's desperate that. Zoun does dive in. Zoun, he punches so hard here. Oh my god, 5 Stalkers go down. GG gets called. And Zoun ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. With that, Zoun does tie up the series here. Again, Shameless, he went for a 2 base all in, went for an, 7 gates? 6? 7. He went for a 7 gates all in on 2 bases, committing across the map. Unfortunately, we had plenty of batteries back at home, and we saw that Shameless had a bit of an awkward reinforcement point as well. He was trying to reinforce, he got caught by stasis traps, he had to re-rally his army as well, and we saw that Zoun was out controlling when it came to the Blink Micro. Even though Zoun was down, what, 4, 5, 6 Stalkers, he was still able to out control, take a bit of fight, take a bit of engagement, and survives it all in. GG. GG, well played. Once we saw Shameless expand, that was game. Like, once we saw that happen, that was like, ooh, like, there's no shot. So a bold move there from Shameless, as he attempted to try to macro out of the failed all-in. But GG, well played. With that, we're getting into the ace match. Let's go. PvP is weird and ladder sucks. Watching is better, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Like, maybe, personally as a caster, PvP feels the most straightforward. At least when it comes to the other mirror matchups. TVT is, there's a lot of comeback potential in TVT. I feel like PvP maybe a little bit less so. It's a lot about scouting, a lot about information, a lot about lack of information and decision making. I feel like you can see some really clear distinctions in PvP when it comes to like decision making and leads and who's ahead, who isn't. Obviously control still comes into play. Like, I'm still thinking about game 2 between Christiana and Creator, where Christiana had a massive lead and did lose that. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into game number 3, the ace match here, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Title Citadel. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Vitality. It is Zoun. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. There we go. We made it here to the ace match. Made it all the way into game number 3. Whew. And so far we've had some shenanigans. Of course, Zoun did begin the series of the proxy robo. Shameless, he did attempt to pylon and attempt to set up some proxies himself. Not as committed, but proxies nonetheless. Our last game did go for a 2-base all-in. We'll see what happens here in game number 3. Let's go. Let's go. So now we're going to be opening up, and we'll keep our eyes on the second pylon. Keep an eye. Keep our eyes on this. So far, 2-gate open out of Zoun, 2-gate open out of Shameless. So far, so good. Standard openers all around. Hello, Shameless. Does veer off bottom left. Zoun through the center. This is a prime location for a proxy pylon. Does he commit, or is it a fake out? Meanwhile, Zoun coming in for the scout. Probe is activated. Okay, just scouting. Jeez. Oh my god. Throws down the pylon. Okay, throws down the pylon, so it's going to be a fake proxy pylon at a Shameless. He wants to try to force an overreaction. Zoun scouts. Zoun, he's aware that a pylon is missing. He knows. You can see he's checking further back in the main just in case. That's what happened last time. That did happen in game 2. So Zoun, he confirms there is no pylon. And he knows that something is wrong. Something is afoot. Zoun, does he expand? Third pylon in the main. Okay, so a much safer follow-up here by Zoun. He's playing safe, he's playing scared. In a standard game, this third pylon would be on the low ground to set up a shield battery to defend your natural. So throwing down the pylon further back in the main base tells us that we're not really thinking about the natural right now. We're scared. Shameless expands. Zoun still has no idea. You can see Zoun is scouting bottom left and top right. So Zoun, he's falling for the baits. Yep, going for the defensive robo. So a misread here from Zoun. And Shameless takes the lead. Now, what is scary is that we spoke about this in the Creator series. Zoun, this is a very defensive build, a very defensive play. Once Zoun realizes that he doesn't have to be defensive, look at that, he's even getting a shield battery. Oh my god, he does fall for the baits. Ay, ay, ay. But once he realizes that he doesn't need any of this, then he can turn this defense into an all-in. And he most likely will. Yep, third gateway. Third gateway is on the way. So 1 base all-in out of Zoun. Shameless, we'll see if he can survive this. He needs his own defensive robo. There it is. Defensive robo is on the way. Shameless, he has the tools to defend. So far, everything's looking good here for Shameless, but it still comes down to the execution. It still comes down to whether or not he can survive the all-in. Shameless, he scouts with hallucination. He confirms the all-in. He sees the robo and the gateway. So Shameless knows exactly what's going on. We need batteries. Yeah, we need more batteries. I would recommend getting one battery in the main base just in case as well. There's a chance that Zoun could try to ferry into the main as well and rotate. But for now, everything is centralized here at the natural. Ooh, Zoun expands. Oof, that is rough. So basically, Zoun admits that he cannot kill. And he knows he got scouted. Remember, he knows he got scouted. He knows he was seen. So Zoun, he admits that he cannot pull off the all-in, and now he's going for a very late expansion. So now there's mind games going on. Now Zoun is hoping that Shameless overreacts. But it's very tense. Scouts all the batteries. Here we go, ferrying into the main. We spoke about the strength of getting a safety battery in the main base. Going for the pylon. The force field. Oh my god, very clutch force field. Yeah, there's no battery in the main base. Takes over the main, going for the pylon. Extra sentries, extra force fields. There's the recoil into the main. And we just bounce back. So far catching up 4 probes. End up taking it to the mineral line, and Shameless is being torn apart. Ay, ay, ay. Despite this not even being an all-in anymore. But nice damage here by Zoun. Getting up to 6, getting up to 7. Oh my god. Yeah, 6 probe kills. Now Shameless has units ready in the main base. But the damage has been done and Zoun takes the lead. Wow. Zoun. Zoun does take an economic lead. Behind this, going and building up his own immortals. Shameless does warp in at depths across the map. And Shameless, the pressure's on. He has to find damage. And if they make the way into the main, not bad. They do shade in. Remember, 2 of them say they can one-shot probes. They can, they will. 1, 2, 3 probes going down. Oof, with delayed reaction by Zoun. He was distracted. Zoun, he was distracted doing the same thing. But Shameless comes out on top, sniping 5, soon to be 6. 6 probes. And Shameless gets away. So 6 worker kills. Shameless, he shades out. I feel like there was potential to shade into the natural and kill even more workers, but regardless, nice damage. Ooh, and Zoun is going for glaives. Oof. Glaives are on the way. So we're going into Mass Glaive Adept Immortal. This is going to be a massive timing here for Zoun. It's going to be a very strong timing, I should say. As a reminder, this does not scale well. This does not scale well into a macro game. So Zoun building up into his 2-base all-in. Building up his Adept Immortal. How does this work? The Immortals are built to kill Stalkers. The Adepts are built to kill Zealots. Building up his army. Adaptability of Zealots are also built to tank as well. Zoun moves out, looking for the pylon, does find the Adepts. Gets one. Gets both. Both Adepts go down. Zoun pushing forward. Shameless is expanding. Oh, now is not the time. And here comes the all-in. Again, it's going to be a 2-base, 8-gate all-in out of Zoun. And can Shameless hold? Shameless, we have an even immortal count. Of course, Shameless has Mass Stalker. Did not invest into Zealots. Just Mass Blink Stalker instead. Which I do actually really like for Shameless. I mean, the Immortals are still going to be an issue. They're still going to be a problem. There's 2 batteries in position. Nice force fields. There's no way the Immortals, they at least try to. And Shameless has to get back. Yeah, has to get the hell out of here. Some brutal force fields. At the same time, Zoun, his army isn't quite engaging. Yeah, his army's dropping out. Nice counter force fields out of Shameless. Just walling off those Immortals, ensuring they do not engage. And Shameless ready to dive. He's about to dive in, goes to the Prism. Prism goes down, gets one, and he can two-shot the Immortals. Yeah, one Immortal goes down. There's still two left. Oh, there's still two remaining. One of them is very low. Still a very clutch fight here. The third base does fall. Debs don't commit to the shade. Shameless, he wants to dive. Oh, gets the Immortal. There's one left. There's one Immortal remaining. Splits off the army. Ooh, forced to recall. Commits into the natural. Probes are going down. That's a lot of economic damage. A fun fact, Zoun actually takes a lead. 2 base versus 2 base. Zoun is up in workers. But he will lose all the adepts. And remember what we said at the start of this all-in. Adept Immortal doesn't scale well. In a head-on fight, the adepts, they do not scale well into a longer game. They're not built to fight head-on. Not against Mass Stalker. And Shameless, we've got a counterattack. Again, Shameless is down in workers. He's down to 2 bases. He's got to make use of this army. And he is. Shameless is moving out. So Zoun is in trouble. Going for another adept counterattack. All it takes is a handful of adepts and they can pop off. Shameless does find them. Does find the adepts. They're getting caught out. Yeah, losing three adepts in total. That does make this main army weaker. And what does Zoun have? Zoun has 3 Immortals. And he's going for the ninja base. Okay. Going for the ninja expansion. This is dangerous. This means that if Shameless scouts and if he checks for the third and if he sees no third base, he's going to be prompted to back off and be defensive when really he should be pressing his advantage. So Shameless, he's falling for the bait. He pulls back home. He's like, oh, I don't have to be aggressive. He doesn't have a third. But he does. Does have a third base. So this passivity from Shameless is helping Zoun. It's helping him recover. As he's building up more Immortals, more Adepts. Here comes the transfer. Shameless, he sees! Ah, big scout. Big scout for Shameless. He sees the transfer. He should know 100%. I'm hoping he I'm hoping he noticed. I'm hoping he noticed that the transfer. Just warp in like 3 adepts. There's nothing here. You can kill everything. Bappy. He's warping adepts here towards the natural. Did he not notice? Oh, he may not have. Like, the hallucinations saw it, but I don't know if Shameless did. Obviously, he's keeping up with the main army. He's being distracted. His main attention is here. But all it takes is 2 adepts. All it takes is 2 adepts into top right. Shameless shading into the natural. I mean, damage will still be done. Zoun shouldn't commit. Yeah. Adepts the A move in. Oof, rough A move. Triggers a recall. Adepts get into the middle line. Shameless is losing probes, and Shameless is falling behind. Again, Shameless doesn't know that there's a third base. No, he saw the transfer. Shameless. No. And Zoun is getting away with it. He's getting away with the ninja base. Full saturation. Now getting a 4th expansion. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, he didn't see it. Like, he didn't notice. And now here he believes this is the 3rd, so he thinks he's further ahead than he is. Whereas he's actually not ahead, he's behind. Ah. Now, we are building up the disruptors. Now, the advantage of this is that if we can build up into a handful of disruptors, that can make up for a supply deficit. The reality is that Zoun now is ahead. He takes a lead. He should have a larger army. But with a couple of well-placed Novas, Shameless can make up for that. Even unknowingly, right? Second Robo is on the way for, sorry, double disruptor production. Now he actually spots the base. But again, he had the information much earlier. Zoun knows that he's been spotted, as he saw the prism. And we're going for a pseudo base trade, essentially. Shameless will get an expansion, but the probes survive. At the same time, Zoun is going for a massive counterattack. Ooh, prism goes down. Adepts into the main. Shameless is racing back. He's racing back home. Zoun, he already reaped the rewards of that expansion. Nice force fields, though. Okay. Nice force fields. So heading back the army. Much better engaged here by Shameless. A much better fight for the Blue Protoss. So Depths take him into the shade. And now we're in a weird place. Okay. So Zoun, he is up in probes. True. But do you notice something? He's heavily oversaturated. So the high worker count and the supply is deceiving. The soup is lying to you, as it often does. The soup does lie. So Zoun, he is heavily oversaturated. So economically, we're actually quite even here between our two players. If not, Shameless taking a lead now that he gets his own fourth base. The fourth base is much later for Zoun now. So Zoun, he's behind economically. Shameless has a larger army as a result, and he has disruptors. We spoke about it earlier, how disruptors, they can make up for a supply deficit. What about disruptors when you're up in supply? Oof. So Shameless, he will max out. No, Azura in the chat. Papi, ¿a dónde estabas? ¿A dónde está? And here we go. The fourth base is going to go down. Zoun is going for the base trade. Let's go. We're going for the base trade. It's all or nothing here. Remember, Shameless, he has the greater main army. He will win head on. Zoun warping into the main. Meanwhile, where are the disruptors? True. We do have a disruptor on the high ground. Oh no, the rally! He does miss rally in. Disruptor goes down. First nova goes off. Ooh, massive connection. Takes down the disruptor as well. Wait, hold on. How many disruptors are left for Zoun? 0. So Zoun, he has 0 disruptors. Meanwhile, Shameless, he has 4. Shameless pushing into the main base. +2 should be denied. Zoun does escape though. Saves his mineral line. At the same time, Shameless still has some... not really. So mining is being denied. Bases are being depowered. Zoun, he does pull the hell out of there. Does escape. Shameless going for the gold. He's gone for the gold. And I have to favor Shameless in a head-on fight, at least. In a head-on fights, I do favor Shameless. That's only if they fight head-on. As we do see, Zoun is searching for bases. Does take down center-left. And naturally, he should be making his way towards the gold, right? So the gold base should be the next target here for Zoun. Yeah, we can see Shameless responding. He's racing over to defend the gold base. Does leave a big chunk of supply, though, across the map. That's dangerous. Shameless only fighting with half his army. Oh, like 3/4. Zoun, where are we headed? Zoun, he spots the army. He also spots the expansion. Zoun knows. Zoun, he peels off his units. Shameless, he's in the dark. There's a recall. Recall's back home to defend. Okay. And Shameless, does he have any other buildings? Okay, he does. Yeah, he has buildings in the main. Shameless, he will catch out this army. Zoun is getting called out. This recall was questionable. He does find the disruptors, though. Oh, no! Oh, God! Oh, massive connections. Disruptors, they survive. They get out of there. Massive connections. And Shameless, he will dominate. He will lose the expansion, but again, Shameless still has all these other buildings. Oh, but he cannot afford a Nexus. Oh, that is unfortunate. He cannot afford a Nexus. Technically, Zoun could win via elimination. Technically. Like, he can kill these buildings. Obviously, Shameless can afford more, yeah, gas geysers, simulators. But the best chance, the only way for Zoun to win, in my opinion here, is to kill the buildings. I think that's the only way. Because Zoun cannot win a head-on fight. Oh, the simulator. Simulator gets caught. Running out of buildings. Shameless! Shameless, we need to throw something down! Shameless! No! No! Okay, he has a pylon. Pylon's on the way. Jesus! Shameless, he's running out of buildings, Pappy. Protect the pylon! He dies on the main army. He will clean this up. But there's still more units out there. There's still more units. The pylon's under fire. Throw it up. Throw something down. Shameless! No! The pylon. Okay, he throws one down. He throws down a pylon. Shameless! Calm down. He throws down a simulator. He cancels. Gets 2. These are the final buildings for Shameless. Again, it's great. Like, again, Shameless, he will win in a head-on fight, but he's not going to get it. You can see Zoun coming in from behind with his 2 immortals. Oh, no. Nexus falls. The immortals are sharking around. Shameless, Pappy. Ah. Now, Zoun, fun fact, he cannot afford a Nexus. So, Zoun's army is not getting any bigger either. Like, his army is not getting any bigger. He has no economy. Shameless is being distracted. Is there a world where Zoun just dives in? The problem here is that Shameless does have enough supply to leave at home. Like, he's leaving enough army here to defend. There are those immortals top left. Alright, sorry, army supplies up. So Zoun has 2 immortals, he has 4 stalkers. Like, again, the only way for Zoun to win this game is to kill those assimilators. And unfortunately, Shameless, he has enough supply to have a defensive army and an aggressive army. Lines of probes. Prism is in. Yeah, the Prism moves in. Stalker's in position. He can blink. And he should. Yeah, there we go. He blinks in. He catches the immortals. He's going for the dive. He gets 1 assimilator. There's 1 left. 1 assimilator remaining, and he's going to save it. He's going to save it. 1 assimilator, Pappy. GG gets called, and Shameless, he will claim the series 2-1, and he will advance on to the grand finals. GG. Ay, ay, ay. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Shameless, as he will claim the series. He will cause a massive upset and bring down Zoun. Zoun is out of the tournament, and Shameless will advance on in his place. Again, a very intense back and forth here. Came down to the wire, came down to the base trade. There was so many facets, so many layers to that game as well. Remember, Zoun, he was in a rough position. Then he went for the ninja base. He went for the ninja expansion. He was able to regain, or he was able to catch back up. Then he got shut down. He got found out. We saw that Shameless was able to build up into disruptors. Zoun, he lost his own, never built up his own purification overs, and we ended up in a crazy base trade. GG, well played. Whew. Ay, 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 ay. And with that, we have the grand finals. We have the grand finals. It is going to be a best of 5 PvP between Shameless and Creator. Let's go. Let us go. It is going to be that best of 5. And before we get to the finals, you know what time it is? It is raffle time. La rifa, papi, la rifa. Un momento. Jesus.